everyone, I'm Rosario and today I'm joined with my wonderful, beautiful friend Marina, and we're going to be talking about social media and how, not everything that you see is real, how platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, it can be just a highlight reel, and how misleading it can be, and just talking about, what's really important in life. And how you're also only just seeing like a smidgen of someone's life when you see it on social media, and how we can, even if it's only like a small portion of someone's life, that can still instill thoughts of comparison and negative feelings and loneliness and sadness, and So I wanted to begin with this quote I read. If someone saw your Instagram right now, would they be able to point out the days you struggled at work, the days you cried, the days you had your heart broken, the days you felt self-doubt, the days you felt lonely? No. Or no. So next time you see someone's posts and feel like they have it all, remember they don't post about all those days either. And I really resonated with that. Because it's true. Mm-hmm. I don't post it when I'm doing my down days and whatever, and it kind of reminded me that we got to be careful of who we look up to on social media, like celebrities and influencers, like couple goals or body image and holidays, because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, what's truly going on. There's a difference between reality versus the appearance of things. When I saw that, I again resonated with that. Yeah, even couples that I know who appear to be strong, for example, this couple I know, the boyfriend, the love he has for the camera and the love he has for the admiration and the likes that he gets is actually more than the love he has for his own girlfriend. And I see people who constantly upload pictures of them with their kids and this, that and the other, and you think that they were father of the year with their kids all day every day. And I see it on Facebook, people commenting like praising me, oh, you're such a good dad, But I know, trust me, I know that these are photos from the past or this, that and the other. It's not in real time. You do not see them all day, every day. But it made me think, do you know what? If I didn't know him, I wouldn't know any different. I'd be like, oh, okay, you're a very present parent. And it just makes me, when I pop onto things like that, it just reminds me, don't believe everything that you see online. Yeah. Similar to like, don't believe everything you read in the papers kind of thing. Even like, I don't know if you notice this, but whether it's couples or families or friends, and you see that they're living the dream, and then I see them in person, and I see couples and I see the control, I see partners being possessive. When I talk to them, I'm hearing about affairs, I'm hearing about financial struggles. And it just reminds me another thing, like, don't let possessions fool you, because I'm genuinely looking at it like, oh my gosh, they're living the dream, they're having the best time, and then when I see them face to face, it's a completely different story. And a part of me thinks, I haven't asked them, but a part of me thinks like, you upload all of this stuff to portray it because you're kind of like, have that fake it till you make it mindset, or let me just carry on like everything's okay, I will figure it out later.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, obviously there's a lot of people that are impressionable.
What's that mean?
So this generation, I think personally my generation, our generation, are a lot more woke than we like to give ourselves credit for. So I know that Instagram, social media, to me is fake, because I know that I've posted in a time when I felt like shit, or because I'm surrounded by beautiful things and I want to share that with people that are on my Instagram, but really I'm not feeling the way it's looking.
Yeah.
So, but then there's other people that are very impressionable, regardless of the generation. Let me not segregate, you know, people. But so they'll see that and they'll hold on to that. It's like, oh my God, I want to aspire to be able to buy that Chanel bag or to go on that holiday. But it's like a lot of the time, like I remember when I was in my 20s and me and my friends, we went to Miami. We lived the best life we could. But I saved for a whole year to book that holiday and to have the money to spend on that holiday. And then when I got on that holiday, spent so much money, I had to ask my mum to lend me the money. But no one would know that.
Yeah.
And we were on tables every day because we were girls and we could.
Yeah.
But we looked like we had money. And I just think social media now has become, to me, so toxic. Don't get me wrong, I'm not taking away the fact that, you know, social media is great. Yeah, there's a lot of positives in social media, but it depends on the person that's looking at it and what they're taking from it. So I have recently stopped following certain accounts and only follow accounts that inspire me, creative wise, or offer some substance. Otherwise, it's not. Don't get me wrong, when you're looking at reels, you see something, so, oh my God, that looks beautiful, I want that. But it's like, I'm working my ass off and I'll get that, but it's not as easy as what it looks like.
And sometimes it's not healthy for you, because it can be, you know, easy to be sucked into that, of thinking, oh, I want that, I want that. And then it takes you away from being present and enjoy the things that you have now.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the quotes I wrote was like, remember when you wanted what you currently have.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot recently.
And I always remind myself of that because, you know, I'm human. I get caught up in it sometimes as well, and the comparison, and I want that, But I've got on my fridge, I'll show it to you later, that it's like a list of things, like if you've done one of these things today, you've done good. And it was like brush my teeth, got fresh air, just the basic things. And I remember, you know, at my worst, when I was, you know, really depressed, couldn't get out of bed, like brushing my teeth felt like the hugest task in the world. And so now I try and remind myself, you're smashing it.
Yeah.
All these little things, don't worry about.
Yeah, I think we take for granted a lot of things in life. And even the other day, I got this like gift from work, and I really appreciated it. But my response was, I'm not going to say what my response was, but in my head I was like, I would have preferred this. And my mum was like to me, like, be thankful and blessed, because you are doing a lot more than you anticipate you would do at this point. And there's a lot of people that would wish or hope to be in a position. And it's just like, yeah, I can't take for granted all the things I have. And yes, I've worked hard and a lot of people are working hard, but I'm here and I'm blessed and I've got amazing people around me. I've got a roof over my head. I can eat every day. Like, we really do take those things for granted, because there's a lot of people that are struggling to get a meal. Like, and every time I go to work, I see these people, homeless people, and I complain about, I just got Balenciagas and I'm complaining, oh, I could have preferred, you know, it's I do think it's the influence though of social media, and I wouldn't say I'm easily influenced, but I think to some degree it does rub off on you. And also the climate we're living in, it's hard, it's a struggle, and you always want more, and social media presents like it's easy. There's always more, and you can get it
easy. And that's what I was going to say, it looks like easy money as well, or easy achievements and success.
Do this and you'll get it.
And that's the thing, like, it changes a lot of people's perception of success. Like, success should be different for all of us. I know your idea of success is different to mine, and your goals are different to mine, and that's fine. But then if you're constantly looking at people's content, it might turn you into a different direction, because that's what social media is. I feel like at the end of the day, it's a business model. Yes, it's for connection, but it's also a business model with sales and marketing. Because now I can't go on a story without going to a next one without having an advert popped up.
Yeah.
And trust me, I'm a sucker for them. I'll show you all the facial shit I bought during lockdown. Because I'm like, oh, it's facial steam, I think. But I want to say as well, what we were talking about earlier, another thing about don't believe what you see, the plus size models. So I follow a lot of curvy girls and I don't know, influencers and models on Instagram. I like looking at their clothes and it gives me inspiration on what outfits I want to wear, holiday, And I saw a video recently about a model who I want to say is a size 8, size 10, who gets jobs as a plus size model and they send her padding to fill out bigger because the brand, they want the face, they want the thin face with the jaw and the neckline and but they want, because I think people were complaining saying, right, we're ordering this stuff, it does not look like that on me though.
I'm gonna reveal a secret from the model industry today. I'm a plus size model, which means that I sometimes work for plus size brands. These brands typically carry size 44 and up. If you have eyes, you can see that I'm not that size. So how do we fix this? Well, I have to bring something called padding. Basically is fat suit. So you just stuff it under like this, which makes you look a lot bigger. It's because they want the neck and the face to look really slim and sharp, which doesn't just create unrealistic standards, but impossible ones. You know, my suggestion is just use real plus size women, because there are so many gorgeous plus size women out there.
And I'm thinking, how fucked up is that when you've got so many amazing plus size models out there, and it's like women of that size or curvy women, whatever, will want to look at a natural body like that, not fucking padding. So when I saw that, I was like, bloody hell, I need to now be careful of who I'm following and what outfits I'm seeing, because that's probably not real either. Oh yeah, these are a couple of quotes that I like. Oh yeah, about comparing as well. So while you browse through images on Instagram, just remember real life is in your heart, your loved ones, your surroundings. Pictures online will make you believe you're not enough, like you need to be something more, but you are enough. Please don't compare yourself to the world's highlight reels and Photoshop selfies. Sometimes you're comparing your lawn against someone else's without realising that their grass isn't real. And there's always going to be someone with more than you, more money, a bigger house, a newer car. I feel like we get lost in competing with each other instead of just focusing on building ourselves. Learn to love your life for what it is and appreciate everything that's already in it. And there's two more. It's not how big the house is, it's how happy the home is. And don't go broke trying to look rich, which I think a lot of people are doing nowadays. And the thing is, the whole thing with comparison, you've got to be careful with that as well, because me personally, 2018 was one of the best years of my life. I was smashing it with my career, my studies. I was so happy. And the next year turned into one of the worst years of my life when I went through an incident. I had post-traumatic stress, and there was times where I wanted to take my life on numerous occasions. So I don't know, for anyone that's looking at someone thinking, oh my god, they're living their best life, but you're looking at them sour or feeling sorry, it's like, listen, things are temporary, you just don't know what's around the corner. And that was a reminder for me, myself as well, like tomorrow isn't promised.
100%. Like, I have so many people, and I appreciate the people around me, but I've heard so many times, oh my god, you're amazing, you're smashing this, you're doing so well, and it's like, what I present to you may
come across like
may
that.
come across that way, but there's the times that they've said it, there's been an internal struggle and like me fighting depression, because I've been depressed and I'm not going back there, and I'm fighting it, and I'm doing what I know will help me get through it. And I'm a person that when I'm going through something, so social media for me, like my social media is fake, like in the sense of when I post,
Do you just mean it's not 100% real?
I don't think everything needs to be shared on social media. There are people that are completely open, and you will see them on their bad days, you'll see them on their good days, and respect to those people. I don't necessarily think that has to be done or needs to be done, but I think it helps with reality, and it helps people that do follow them to say, okay, this is life. Like, yeah, they're gonna have good days. Yeah, they're gonna have bad days. I genuinely do not post bad days
Because you don't feel
because
you're not in them.
I don't want to share that vulnerability with people that can
Use it against you.
use
or
it against
judge
me,
you
judge
or...
me. Like, why would I do that? So I will post when I feel good.
Yeah.
So it's not fake because I feel good in the moment. But then in saying that, as you know, when I was in Dubai, I was posting how beautiful Dubai was, and it was beautiful. But in the moment I was posting, I was going through something that was shit. But I was still posting how beautiful Dubai was because it was. But that wasn't people. Oh my God, you're living your best life. I'm like,
If you
kind
knew
of.
what happened. Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. It's hard.
What was the thing that you just said about just before Dubai? Oh yeah. Oh, about vulnerability. I've noticed that as well. Like, I can be quite open with my past and my struggles and hardships, but I'll only do it when I'm well enough to, when I'm strong enough to. Because I remember I spoke to my mum and she was upset because she just finished watching my vlog, my managing mental health and suicidal thoughts, and I was like, no. You know, no. The reason why I've done that is because I'm strong enough. I'm in a better place.
Yeah.
So
no, I get that, because I posted something about a time, like a poem that I'd written when I was self-harming, or I wasn't self-harming. I was getting to a point where I was about to self-harm again, and I stopped myself. But I was at that point. I posted that a year later.
right.
I was
felt
fine. I
comfortable.
was good. But I would never have shared that in that moment.
Because I think people who do share their bad days in real time, I think that must be cathartic for you. Do you know what I mean? The way that we can do it, that's how we kind of like process it or move on and progress.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah. So you know when I said about 2018 was my good year, and then next year I had my struggles. So when I was depressed, I actually hid my social media apps in my phone into like extras where I'd have to go there, so it make it really hard for me to get to, because I was thinking, oh my God, look at everyone out. I haven't had a shower in a week, I haven't been out of bed for a week, and you lot, in my head I'm like, how do you get out? I couldn't remember, I couldn't find the strength, so I was like, stop looking at it and focus on your little goals of making a cup of tea or whatever in the morning, you know? So that really helped me, and helped me focus on my healing and recovery, because I didn't have that external stuff, you know? And Missy Elliott, she wrote this quote that resonated with me during that time. Don't beat yourself up because you haven't reached your goals yet. Don't look at other people's lives and become frustrated with yours, because you don't know what it took them to get there. You just keep investing in you. And have you seen a documentary on Netflix called Minimalism or Minimalist? I'll explain to you later, but the guys say in this documentary, I'm not going to get my ideas of what a good life is from external sources of stimulation. I'm going to listen to that inner voice, where is that guiding me, less is more. More time, meaningful relationships, more growth, contribution and contentment. Not a perfect life, not an easy life, an intentional one, a simple one. And happiness is not about getting everything you want. Happiness is the freedom that comes when you stop constantly craving for more. Because I think that's what's happening at the moment. You're wanting more and more, and really less is more, because I find that the less I'm on it, on my phone or whatever, the more focus and concentration I probably do have. Like I was out for lunch with a friend yesterday, and he was on his phone for ages, and I was so tempted to just be on, just go on my phone, habitual, you know, like Instagram scroll through, and I was like, nah, don't do it. Even if he's on your phone, just be present and just look around. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're so used to it, but it's actually not good, because you're switching from this and the other. And I need to be careful as well, because I don't have a TV, and I'm thinking, oh, that's good, but actually you're watching everything on your phone. You're watching Netflix and that on your phone, which then makes it easier for you to get distracted when you see a WhatsApp message and it's like the other. Because Johan Hari, have I told you about him?
No, but I feel like I never know.
He's an author, a book called Stolen Focus. He's got so many good tips and stuff.
The more you think life is about money and status and showing off, the more likely you are to become depressed and anxious by a really quite significant amount. I think this is because everyone knows they have natural physical needs, right? You need food, you need water, you need shelter, you need clean air. If I took those things away from you, you'd be in real trouble real fast. But there's equally strong evidence that all human beings have natural psychological needs. You need to feel you belong. You need to feel your life has meaning and purpose. You need to feel that people see you and value you. You need to feel you've got a future that makes sense. And our culture is good at lots of things. I'm glad to be alive today, but we've been getting less and less good at meeting these deep underlying psychological needs. If you think, partly because there's many factors going on, but partly because if you think life is about money and displaying that money, that is going to divert you from the things you actually do need to have a meaningful and satisfying life.
He has this K-safe, which is this like glass safe with a timer, so you can put your phone in there and leave it in, time it for an hour or 5 days, for as long as you want. And he said he does it for like 4 hours a day. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such a good idea.
Well, you know what? So in December, I went through some stuff, and I said I'm coming off social media, I'm deactivating both my accounts, simply because, for one, it was just a lot of depressing shit just every day, and it's just, I understand that we need to be aware of what's going on in the world, but I couldn't handle it. It was just too much. And I deactivated it probably from December till a week before my birthday, so March. And it was the best thing I ever did.
Really?
The best thing I ever did. And another thing, I can't remember where I got it from, but it said when you wake up in the morning, obviously naturally I grab my phone. Don't go on your phone for the first hour. So I had this routine, but I'd get up.
Did you have a clock alarm then? Because I've been thinking about getting that as well.
No. So
how did you wake up?
I wake up naturally at 7. But don't get me wrong, like I still set my alarm to go off, turn it off.
What, airplane mode? Don't
get up.
Okay,
I put on my gospel music to get me through the morning, do my normal routine. And it got to a point where an hour wasn't even long enough. I just didn't need to go on my phone.
Okay.
So I wouldn't send a message, I wouldn't do anything. And for those couple of months, honestly, it was like a breath of fresh air. And the only reason I went back on social media, I was like, oh, my birthday's coming up. Let me get back on social media.
Yeah.
And now I'm at a point where I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah.
But yeah, it helps to take a break. Anyway, even if it is making it difficult for you to find it, or deactivating your account for a little while, just like when it becomes overwhelming, just take a break.
Just having that balance of, you know, documenting life and actually being present and living life. Because that's what I found when I went on holiday. You know, I'll take posy pictures, and then once I've done it all, I'm like, right, let my hair down, let's have some fun, splash in the pool, have a drink, whatever. And then, but when I was looking around the pool, I'll see people doing the pictures, doing the posy thing, but still like, and I'm like, you're on fucking holiday. Do you want to fucking let your hair down and just have a laugh? It's that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's not. But maybe that's what it's turned into now. I've got to constantly look like what I look like online.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
Which isn't even real, because we love a little filter here and there and this, that and the other. And it's like, oh my God, but now you're not enjoying your life. Like, what if social media didn't exist? Would you still be acting all like that? Or would you be having fun with your friends?
My phone was deactivated when I had New Year's. So I went out for New Year's normally. Like, I was filming. But like, it wasn't going anywhere. But I was enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
And you really do appreciate the moment a bit more than, oh my God, let me get out my phone just so I can like
take it and get the perfect shot.
I'll get the shot and then I'll enjoy it, kind of thing.
Yeah, because I noticed that whenever I would go to concerts, I'd be aware to listen out for my favourite songs, record the best bits of that, and then just make sure I was present for the rest of it and taking it all in. Even at festivals, when I hear a tune coming in, I'm like, no, I've got to record this because I love it. And I actually do go back and watch it and love it. And especially when I experienced memory loss, I thought, thank fuck I have got these to look back on, because it really helped. My memory's still very jumbled now, and it helps me to piece back the puzzle and a timeline of things that I've done. So we've been accustomed, we have become accustomed to these illusions and losing our sense of reality and our appreciation of the blessings we already have. And when I read that, it made me think about years ago when I used to drive, I wanted a Mercedes, and I was like, that's my next car, I really want that, And that Christmas, I went to Philippines, and on Christmas Day, a family friend come over to our house, and she's 90 years old, still working on a farm, and looks after her disabled son. And she just come over and she was so happy and just so content. And she said to me, I may be poor, but I'm rich with love. And I was just like, wow.
That is my saying though. Like, I've always said that. I said, I'm so rich with love.
Yeah.
I've got so much love around me that I'm richer than a lot of people that I look to. Like,
or what do you mean, as well as like comparing material, not comparing.
No, but like, you know, like people you look at, naturally, I don't feel like I get swayed by what I see. However, I think subconsciously I do. So I will look at a celebrity, for example, and oh my God, that's amazing, all the things they have. But I'm like, the love that I have in my life for my family, my friends, I wouldn't trade it for anything. And I'm not saying money isn't important. We all know money is important. It keeps the world going, and we need it. I mean, you know, everything's increased by like 50%, so we need money. But if I had to pick having all those amazing things or the love of my family and friends, I would pick the love of the family and my friends, because it's kept me going.
Because that's what the lady was saying, the 90-year-old. She was like, I have this many grandchildren, I have this many great-grandchildren. And it's like, it just puts shit back into perspective. It's like, that's what really matters. I mean, it's great, don't get me wrong, it's great to have a nice car and whatever. Lara's got a Mercedes, I love her car. I'm just saying, I don't know, sometimes you meet people like that, or you have these moments in your life that kind of puts things into perspective.
Yeah.
Where it's like, unless I've got, I don't know, that income to be doing that, which I don't at the moment. Well, I wouldn't even want to drive now. Anyway,
but I think let's not confuse it, right? Like, we all want nice things, and I'm very much like we all aspire for different things, and we all have different, like you said, that we all have different like examples of what success looks like. And my success and your success will be completely different. I remember about 3 years ago, I said to myself, I need to buy my first Balenciagas. To some people, they're like, what? It's a pair of trainers. Why are you spending £600 on a pair of trainers? To me, I loved it. I loved it that much But I was like, I can't spend that amount of money on one piece of like item right now, but I'm gonna get them.
Yeah. When the time is right.
When the time is right. But I said to myself, by next year, I'm gonna have my first Balenciagas.
Yeah.
And I got my first Balenciagas. And that may seem very like superficial and like, oh, why do you need like? It's not about other people. It's about that made me feel good to be able to buy
if
my
it makes
first
you feel good.
Balenciagas.
Yeah.
And that's not me saying I'm now a success. No, but little things or things like that.
But it's probably because you're not getting it all the time, so you're not going to take them for granted because you've worked for it, you really wanted it. That's how I look at holidays. So I don't buy a lot of designer stuff, but I will spend money on my holidays. Yeah. And some people are like, why would you spend that on holiday when you can buy a car or you can do this, that, and the other? And I'm like, but to me, that is my happy place, and that is what I look forward to, you know.
100%. And I would spend a lot of money staying in a nice hotel because you're on holiday. Like, this is an experience, a memory, and I would rather put that money into that than something like a car. But that's not to say I don't want a car or I'm not going to get a car, but certain things come before
priority.
Yeah.
And also, some people don't want a nice hotel. They want to do the camping thing and adventures and mountain hiking and all that.
And they would rather spend like we met someone on the plane to Dubai, and he's a millionaire, right? And he was talking to my partner, and he was saying we only spent like a couple hundred on the hotel, but we've spent more money on the excursions, on the experiences, and being out of the hotel because that's where you spend your money.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, I would prefer a nice hotel, and I'll go on excursions, but I don't do everything.
And you don't do it every day, did you?
Every day, I enjoy sitting by the pool with a cocktail.
Yeah. That
is peace for me. I don't need to be up and down all the time. Yes, we're going to do a couple, of course, we're on holiday, but I don't want to do something every single day. Sometimes I just want to read a book.
Yeah.
In the sun. Yeah. With a cocktail.
Exactly.
That's peace.
And that's what peace looks like for you, and
for me.
It's different.
Yeah.
Make sure you're happy in real life and not just the internet. Life changes for the better when you prioritize how your life feels rather than how it looks to others. So I say happy in real life. At the same time, if you are uploading shit to your social media and you're genuinely happy in life, good for you. You know, I just think, and even if it's handed to them on a silver platter and they weren't even working off it, I'm like, there's so much hardships and evil in this world. If someone's having a good fucking time and spending their money or doing whatever, good for them. And you know, enjoy every bloody moment, because being bitter about their life isn't going to improve mine. And also, you don't know what struggles and stuff that they've had behind closed doors to help them get there.
I think social media becomes a bit more toxic when it's depending on the person that's looking on, right? Because
what headspace you're in.
Yeah, because when I see certain things, I'm like, I'm inspired. I get inspired a lot. I'm like, I want to do that. Yeah. I need to do this to get to that.
Rather than being upset.
You like, even like people put down the Kardashians so much. I'm not a big fan of the Kardashians. I don't know them, so I don't really care. But enjoy life. Yeah. And if I want a snippet of what they have, in my head I'm like, okay, I have this idea, I'm gonna execute, I'm gonna work and do what I need to do to get here. And I just think it depends on the person that's looking on. There's so many bitter people in the world, so many like sad, like I read comments and I'm like, what is going on in your life?
For you to sit there and
project that onto something that is great. It's great. Just because you're not there doesn't mean
you won't get there.
And it's not an attack on you that someone else is enjoying their life and doing things that you may want to do.
Yeah. But the whole thing about, if you're actually genuinely living a good life and not to be sour. Because when I was uploading my holiday photos last year, I wouldn't want people to be sour. Obviously you can't control it all, but it's like, you don't know the fucking hardships I've experienced the past few years. It's like, I fucking deserve to go on holiday.
When I saw your holiday, I was like, oh, I'm so jealous. I was like, oh, I need to go on holiday. And then I booked it.
Right. Oh yeah, so last year when I went on this bougie holiday, you would have never guessed it, but a few days before, I had a fucking breakdown. And I'm going to attempt to share, again, because I don't really recall myself, but I sent a voice note, and I'll try and include it just to show with a picture of me on holiday, because it's like, yeah, you just don't know what's going on, because if you see it, you think, oh, I'm relaxed and all that, which I was, but actually a few days before, I had a lot of stress. It was something to do with work, but also I had just moved house for the 6th time. I was so overwhelmed. I was really struggling.
Feeling like shit. Having anxiety. And just getting fucking re-traumatized talking about my fucking past all the fucking time to then get told no. But as soon as I get on holiday, I'm having a fucking cocktail. Fucking hell. So stressed. And this is what I mean. I haven't got the normal healthy brain like you think I have. These things overwhelm me. Even yesterday, I had a down day. I was supposed to do things for the flat. And I just didn't have the energy. I didn't shower. Didn't brush my teeth, nothing. But that's what happens.
And it's like, yeah, I fucking deserved that holiday. Do you know what I mean? And Lara. She's been through her own shit. This is what I'm saying. You don't know what people are going through. And yeah, I just wanted to share that as well, to show that, you know, the pictures that you're even seeing on my account is just a smidgen of what you're seeing of real life. Oh yeah, the engagement. So, fact of the day. Engagement on your social media content drives our brain to release dopamine, a chemical that's associated with pleasure, reward and addiction. Without self-awareness, we can find ourselves constantly returning to social media to get our dopamine fix. And that's when Johan Hari said as well, Instagram trains you to look for happiness in all the wrong places.
We get rewarded by hearts, likes, thumbs up, and we conflate that with value, and we conflate it with truth.
A whole generation is more anxious, more depressed.
And it makes me think, I am so grateful that when we were growing up, we actually didn't have it.
So grateful.
And we had magazines, really. That's the only thing that we had to compare to or inspire to be like. Because I feel like now, insecurities are at an all-time high.
Yeah, definitely.
Surgeries and this, that and the other people. Yeah, it's really, I'm glad we have.
I'm so happy that I grew up in
without
that.
it.
Yeah, like,
We just
and
missed it,
I
really.
am glad that I've experienced it, but I can now compare. Life was so much easier, and yes, we had hardships, but it was less intensified because we weren't
It's not
then
out to the world.
Yeah.
Everyone's communicating quick like that. You know, we don't have internet on our phone.
No. God.
So no age now. Oh yeah. So Nohan, do you follow Nohan?
No.
Do you know him?
No.
He's fun. Comedian.
Maybe
He
I do. I
says,
don't know names.
social media isn't real. I'm more concerned about what I'm doing with my real life. Followers and likes don't define you. It's empty gratification. Focus on what your soul needs, because I guarantee it's not a follow or a like from a stranger. And another quote says, you glow differently when your confidence is fueled by belief in yourself, instead of validation from others. Followers and likes do not define your worth.
They're having a shit day and they want people to be like, oh my god, you look amazing, and that'll make them, that'll bring them up. And it's never, but it's quite a serious thing. I think like Instagram, it has this like I'm not ragging on Instagram. Social media in general has this like sheen of like life is perfect, and it makes everyone else feel like shit because they're like, well, why isn't my life perfect? But really the person behind the thing posting the perfect life is having a shit day, and they want people to be like, oh my God, this is great. And it's all smoke and mirrors basically.
And Johan said in one of his podcasts, and I keep talking about him, but he's amazing. Goes, you're not going to lie on your deathbed and think about all your likes on Instagram, all your retweets, all the shoes you bought. You will be thinking about your moments of meaning and connection. And I think that's really true as well. I saw another thing that resonated with me. Social media is designed to make you think, maybe I should be somewhere else, doing something else with someone else. But if you always think your happiness is somewhere else, it will never be where you are. Which reminds me of destination happiness. Have you heard of that? Mm-hmm. It's like, I will be happy when. I'll be happy when I move. I'll be happy when I get that job. I'll be happy when I leave my partner.
I think I do that quite often. I do, yeah. But it's not I'll be happy when, it's more like, well, I guess it's the same thing. Like, when I get to this point, I'll be satisfied. But I've gotten to so many different points. Right. And then again, it's...
Which is half good as well, because it means that you're motivated. It depends how you look at it. As long as you're not doing it, and I say as long as, what I mean is, when you get to that point, take a moment, appreciate it.
I think it's just passed me by, and it's only recently, when like deactivating social media, you actually have time to just breathe and think and reflect.
Not be distracted.
Yeah, and actually just realise, you know what, I've come a long way. There's still a long way to go, but I believe that I'm very optimistic in the sense of, I know that I'm not going to leave this earth until my purpose is fulfilled, and I know that my purpose is not fulfilled. I know what my purpose is now, and I'm working towards it. So I know once I get there and fulfill my purpose, then I'm done.
Another thing on my fridge, I can't read it from here, but it says something about when was the last time you congratulated yourself on how far you've come.
Yeah.
It's like a design from Female Inspiring, and it said, but the main thing is how far you've come, because there can be moments where I'm like, I'm fucking tired, this, that and the other. It's like, well actually, you're absolutely smashing it. You've done this, that and the other. Yeah. You've come this far, because trust me, there were so many points where I wanted to give up, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah, so this, when we were talking about who you followed today, when I'm not aligned with my values, it can be easy to get caught up in the social media world and extrinsic values, like external values, junk values. Take social media with a pinch of salt. Identify what's useful and what's harmful. Don't forget to set boundaries online and follow creators who add value to your life. If you don't align with certain accounts, unfollow. Or if they're your friends, just mute them.
If a flower doesn't bloom, do you blame the flower or do you blame its environment? Right? So imagine like if this plant didn't bloom, are you going to like blame the plant and check the plant, or are you going to check the soil? Are you going to check the light? Are you going to check the air around it, the humidity? Because that's the reason why the plant grows, right? So we are that flower, right? But if we're not growing or we're not sprouting or blooming the right way, what is your environment? Who are you talking to? What Instagrams are you scrolling? What things are you filled with in your feed? What's your mind constantly talking about?
Which reminded me, I know this is the Kardashian thing, when there was a recent video of Kim saying, get your ass up and work.
I have the best advice for women in business. Get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
That's so true.
You have to surround yourself with people that want to work.
Okay. And then there's other people saying we've all got the same 24 hours in the day. And
I love her. I didn't cancel her for that comment.
That's what Stephen said. He was like, there's plenty of men that have said this on this podcast and haven't got heat. But anyway, again, depending on your headspace. So if I'm feeling low, that might upset me because I'm like, I'm fucking or I can't. I'm fucking knackered from my fucking nightmares and insomnia. I don't have the fucking same 24 hours as you. I can't just get up, get my arse up. Do you know what I mean? And it makes me think, well, maybe don't watch that video today. Don't do. If it was really affecting me that much, don't follow. Maybe unfollow or mute them or da. Because sometimes that mindset is pressure, grind, you know. And then on the other hand, you will see content, self-love, self-care, and it's like, it must be so confusing for people.
Yeah, that's why I just go back to
basics.
Social media is not for the light-hearted. So what I mean by that is, you know, we all have internal struggles, and there's a lot going on in everyone's lives that we don't know about. And what I may see, we may see the same thing and look at it in a completely different way. So what I took from Molly May's "We All Have the Same 24 Hours" is, no, we don't.
Yeah.
But I could do a lot more
with my 24 hours. Okay, so you kind of turned it around.
Yeah, and same with Kim Kardashian. Yes, you may have had a different start in life to a lot of people, and you know, you were blessed with certain opportunities. However, there's a lot of people that haven't had any of that and are just as successful, if not more.
Because you know what, as soon as I saw that, as much as I said, like, you know, it probably was hard for me to watch if I was having a bad day, but when I saw that, I was thinking, I bet she's surrounded by these younger people who are, I shouldn't say younger, but people that think that they can just jump on a bandwagon and get money and followers and easy, quick. What is it, like, get rich quick?
Yeah.
And it's about who you know and how can I can imagine she must be surrounded by so many people trying to get in there. She must be like, no, you got to work.
Yeah.
I don't know her, but it wouldn't be so.
Yeah, she explained it, didn't she? She should have taken it out of context. But I just think as well, I just think this generation is so overly sensitive.
Yeah.
It drives me insane. Like, why is it that someone that you don't know says something and your whole world falls apart? You don't know her.
Yeah.
It's like I'm walking down Croydon and someone says something to me, like, dude, I don't know you.
Yeah.
I don't care what you have to say. So why is it that Kim Kardashian is any different? If you don't know her, she's a stranger to you.
Yeah.
Why does it matter?
Because it's how you're feeling inside, probably, about life.
Yeah, and it's projecting.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what, I feel a bit shit and I could be doing more.
So let me
and someone's
comment
just
on your
that out.
comment on your post and tell you how fucking shit you are.
Yeah.
Alright, so finishing off on a positive note. Someone wrote, social media can have a lot of positives. You can be inspired, learn, meet people. But clinical studies have proven that social media use does contribute to negative feelings, anxiety, depression, loneliness. Overuse is not healthy. Ask yourself, is your social media use intentional or habitual? Social media is not the real world. It's just a limited version of it. I find I am happiest when I am nowhere near my phone, in nature, or connecting with people face to face. Now, the positives that I personally find with it is staying in touch with my family in the Philippines. Me and my mum talk every day on Facebook Messenger and sending photos, calls, messages, and it's like, and then I'll see her uploading her pictures, she'll see me uploading mine on my videos, and you feel connected like that, you know, and I'm so grateful for that. And when I was ill a few years ago, I joined like PTSD forum groups on Facebook basically, and I would connect with other people who had been through the same shit I've been through, to the point where I've got friends in Canada now. I've never met her, but we spoke so much, we still speak now, and we just are connected, I guess connected by you know, the same traumas and stuff, but I actually feel like I've got a friend in her. I've never met her. And thank God I did connect with her, and I did have Facebook during that hardship, because I did feel so lonely. I felt like I was the only one going through this. And so that was definitely one of my positives. Oh, and another positive. So one of my friends is a single mum. She's experienced domestic abuse, and you know, I can imagine it must be hard for her looking on social media, seeing everyone's picture perfect family, fairy tale family, and all of that. And the good thing is, there's so many accounts now raising awareness about domestic abuse, about being a single mom and how amazing you're doing, but also how hard it is. And I'm just constantly sending it to her. Even ones with body image, for my friends who have recently given birth and they might feel insecure and stuff, send it to them, because I'm like, there's other people going through that shit. And I think, thank God, I have these accounts I hear sharing their reality, which so many of my friends are resonating with, you know. And that's definitely one of the positives that I'm grateful for, that I take from social media. And when we were talking about opinions earlier, just now, I wanted to finish off. The most important thing to remember is that opinions only matter from those who have your best interests at heart. And that's what I remind myself. If anyone comes back with some opinion or feedback or bullshit of anything that I've posted, I just think, or if I've said anything in real life or blah blah blah, because I've had it and I will fucking tell you later. And I think to myself, alright, first of all, Rochelle, you only have a certain amount of energy a day. Is it worth? You've got to choose your battles. And also, who is this person to you? Are they your close friends? Are they a loved one who has got your back and is looking out for you? Yes or no? No? Let them fucking carry on talking. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone.
100%. My positives are very, they're almost identical. So, family in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just nice to see them and know what they're doing, and I feel connected in that way. And also, like, there's a lot of accounts that I follow that just inspire me creativity, like creative wise. It's just, I need it, like creativity, and sometimes I don't always get it in the real world. Just having those accounts for me kind of inspires and kind of gets my brain going and what needs to be done.
Or even me doing these kind of vlogs and video podcasts, whatever you want to call it, it's because I've seen other people do it, and I'm like, oh my god, I really resonate with that. I'd love to share my views, and hopefully we can all connect together in a way. I don't know, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of
positives, and I just think a lot of people now need to find those positives, and a lot of people search for negative because they are negative. And obviously there are people that are going through a lot, and unfortunately everything is negative in their lives, and it's unfortunate, but do your best to find the positives, and if you can't, take a break from social media.
I was just going to say that.
Or just come off completely
and reconnect with what is real life. And find out.
And when you get to that point where you feel strong enough,
then you
can come back and see if it helps.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
We can go out and have a drink now for your birthday.